Hello everybody, we are back with another video and this is exciting because now we're doing a whole new musical. We are finally done with 110 in the Shade. Not that musical wasn't fun to research and stuff, it really was, but I am so happy to just move on and do a whole new musical. And today, or this next coming week or month or however long this goes, we are going to be researching 9 to 5, the musical. And I thought we'd start off this journey by reacting to the 1980 movie 9 to 5 with Dolly Parton. I've never seen this movie, so this will be a first time reaction. I feel like I'm ready for it. I have my work shirt attire. I don't know why I'm like getting dressed for this video, but I am, so there you go. I am ready for work. And I've talked to people who have watched this movie and really like it, so I'm excited. 9 to 5 is a 1980 American comedy film directed by Colin Higgins, who wrote the screenplay with Patricia. I cannot read today. It stars Jane Fonda, Lily Tomlin, and Dolly Parton as three working women who live out their fantasies of getting even with and overthrowing the company's autocratic, sexist, egotistical, lying, hypocritical, bigot boss. The film grossed over $103.9 million. As a star vehicle for Parton, already established as a successful singer, musician, and songwriter, it launched her permanently into a mainstream popular culture. A television series of the same name based on the film ran for 5 seasons. No, I didn't know that. I didn't know they had a TV show. And a musical play based upon the film, also titled 9 to 5, with new songs written by Parton, opened on Broadway on April 30th, 2009. 9 to 5 is number 74 on the American Film Institution's 100 Funniest Movies. The film is considered a cult classic. I'm not sure if it's a cult classic because it sounds pretty popular amongst the public. All right, let's get into this. Oh, I know this song. Oh girl, don't hurt yourself. Costume is so much brighter than all the other actors' costumes.
So, and I'm a widow with 4 kids. Jerry should never have died. I'd be better off. I could have divorced him.
My gosh.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's all so new.
Don't worry, you're gonna get the hang of it. Then you'll really be sorry. Come on.
It's very ominous.
Violet?
Oh, yes, Roz. So sorry.
I have been meaning to talk to you about Mr. Hart's rules on office decor.
I
You seem to be getting a bit lax. in
Already
your-
her vibes. I don't like it. We're a little over 5 minutes into the movie. And and the music was really good. I like that theme song. And what's crazy is, no one's gonna believe me when I say this, but I first heard this song in the Broadway version. I never heard it as Dolly Parton's song. So that can tell you how cultured I am. I'm sure maybe I've heard of this song when I was a kid or something, but I just don't remember it. I guess it wasn't that memorable to me when I was a kid. But I do know the song because of the 9 to 5 musical. Number 2, I wanted to talk about the visuals. Everything is so dull. Like, I'm talking like color palette is like grays and browns and kind of green colors, black, whites mixed in there too, but everything looks it's just not colorful. The whole atmosphere is kind of dull, and all the people around the main characters are just rushing around, doing their thing, looking kind of depressed. The whole atmosphere in the workplace is very dreary. Like, you don't want to be there. And that whole room with all the desk and the people working and stuff, it just did not look inviting at all. And the only person that seems to have any kind of brightness in them is, I cannot remember the character's name right now, is Jane Fonda, the actress that's playing the character. She's wearing all blue, pinks, she has this cute little hat, these big, nice glasses. She's the only one that's standing out in this whole environment. She's a lot more bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, I guess you could say. She's the naive newcomer that's gonna realize that maybe this place isn't all it's meant to be. Even though I'm guessing it's not her choice because she is divorced. So now she's kind of thrust into this new world that's probably not gonna be great for her based on just the color palettes and the visuals between herself and everybody else around her and this building. Just first initial thoughts.
A chain is only as strong as its weakest link.
Why are we talking about football?
Its weakest link. you should see some of the crones that have been coming through here lately. Real pathetic. Right, Violet?
You do not need to be
Oh,
comparing other
Violet,
women,
by the way, my
man.
wife is coming.
All I'm saying, Mr. Hart, is that my job description doesn't say anything about making purchases for your wife.
And
Yeah,
all
stand
I'm
up for
saying
yourself,
is that
girl.
I
That's
like
not a
people
part of your
around me
job.
who are flexible.
I do not like bosses like this, or just people in general like this. Those kinds of people that gaslight you or try to compare you to somebody else, or it's just manipulation. It's just such mean manipulation. It's like, well, I did all this for you and I said all these things and you're not helping me. And, you know, if you don't do this thing for me, then you're not a good worker. You're not a good coworker, friend, family member, just all these things. They start throwing all these insults at you, but they make it sound so, I can't think of a word, but they make it sound so nice. They're saying it so nicely, you know, acting like they're the bigger person in this situation. I just cannot stand those kinds of people. But good on her for standing up for herself. I'm pretty bad about doing that sometimes. And she tried to do it so respectfully, saying like, hey, that's not in my job description. I'm not going to get you a scarf. I'm not going to get you coffee, that kind of thing. He's basically dominating her and saying, well, no, you need to do this for me because if you don't, you're not a good team player. And so it kind of puts her in a tricky situation.
She's back.
Oh, wow.
Hi, Violet. How's everything
Remember
going?
when I was talking about colors?
Just give me a holler, 'cause I know what it's like to be the new girl in town.
Thank you.
Judy, over here.
I was about to say, I'm really surprised she's wearing a dress like that. I'm pretty sure that's not work attire. It's not today, and I don't think it is back then. At least in I'm saying in proper professional workplaces. I don't think you're supposed to be wearing something that low. And even just a little, I don't know what you call it, but the little jacket around her frame, it's very sparkly and shiny as well. It's very showy. But again, talking about color palettes and stuff, we got this new character coming in, Dorleen, and she's got the whites and the greens, and she's kind of really standing out too, really standing out. So we got these two characters that have very different color schemes compared to the rest of the characters and the rest of the environment. However, Dorleen, it sounds like she's been here for a while, so maybe they're kind of showing her to be somebody that's outside the box, that doesn't allow people to dim her brightness, I guess, in a way. I think costumes are so important for characters because it really helps the audience or the viewer really get a sense of their character by just looking at them. It's just a great way to give a first impression to your viewers.
Why doesn't he ask Dora Lee?
Oh, she's sitting by herself. I'm just really surprised that she's allowed to wear a
right
dress
there.
like that.
What?
And I am not saying that there's anything wrong with this dress. I am saying that this dress, I think, is not appropriate for this work environment. I just want to clarify my point here. I think anybody can dress however they want to, but people should always consider who they are with and where they are going and dress accordingly. For example, you would probably dress differently if you were teaching at an elementary school versus going to a party with your friends. Or another example is you would dress a certain way on a date and dress completely differently when going to church with family. It's just common courtesy and respect to the people around you. That's all. So there's nothing wrong with this dress. I think this dress is very cute. It looks really great on her. However, I just don't know why she's wearing this kind of outfit in a work environment. It seems it's just very strange to me why she would wear that here. And I'm not sure if this character, Dorleen, already knows this or has a sense of what's going on, but it's very, very obvious why he has her as his helper. So I'm hoping that she's not extremely naive to this. I hope, just like the previous character said, I hope that she has some brains and can kind of read the situation. Because so far, with this outfit, it doesn't seem like she's reading the room, the situation, the place she's in. So this is going to be interesting.
You didn't have to do that.
What the heck? He gave her the scarf? Not his wife?
And I'm a married man. That's what makes it so perfect.
Oh, Mr. Hart.
Dorothy, please.
What?
Look, I want you.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh,
for
why did
heaven's
you fall? He's insane. And
What are you doing on the floor?
is that his
Nothing.
wife? Okay, so wow. This almost seems too wild to have actually happened in the workplace, but based on talking with my grandma, for example, and reading accounts of people working during this time period and just history in general. Unfortunately, I guess these kinds of situations have happened where the boss oversteps his boundaries and innocent young women get taken advantage of in various different ways. It's just so wild to think that this kind of thing has happened and probably is still happening right now. But I do know there's laws in place now to protect especially women from this kind of a thing. Because I think this was the time before a law went in place to protect women from harassment. I don't know my history very well right now, as you can tell. But I would think, like, it sounds like Dorleen does know what's going on because she says, I'm a married woman. We talked about this kind of a thing. I just think it's crazy that she's still allowing him to look at her, like touch her hand, you know, like that was a whole weird little thing. I don't know if she's in shock and that's why she's not moving, but he's literally holding her hand and then he's showing her all this stuff. He gives her a present, but then he finally says like, I love you, I'm deeply infatuated with you, kind of a thing. And then she actually, you know, stands her ground and voices her opinion, and then they fall on the floor. This whole scene is nuts, man. So I'm guessing Darlene's character, her personality is kind of one of those where she wants to be nice. She wants to be as polite as possible, but she also wants to stand up for herself, but she doesn't know how to do that. Is that kind of her character right now?
A lovely scarf.
Well, it's a present from your husband.
Oh, thanks. That was so
She
thoughtful
put it
of
on.
you. My
So
lady
thoughtful.
appreciates you. Well, put it on.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, it's
She's very sweet.
Dorlee, that'll be all for now. You can just
But she
finish
didn't
the
seem
letter
to take
later
the
on.
clue Dorleen was throwing at her.
Now just let me.
That's
Don't
the scarf
jump to
you bought.
conclusions. Women, I'm telling you, women jump to conclusions so much and they don't even, like, they talk so much. I'm saying they as if I'm not a woman. We talk so much and we gossip so much, and yet we always seem to just jump into conclusions without actually talking to the person to see what actually is going on. It's very frustrating. But anyways, that wife seems so nice, you know? And I mean, maybe she, like Dorleen literally tells her, your husband gifted this scarf to me. And that just seemed to like go over her head. That's really sad because it seems like the wife has a lot of trust in her husband, which you should trust your husband. You should trust your wife and like have faith that they won't go against your back in any way. That's what a loving relationship is. That's what a good marriage is. That's how it should be done. So she's trusting that her husband's just being a nice guy and just gifting, you know, this woman a scarf, you know, that's super nice. And you look pretty, you look so attractive, you know, all those nice compliments. But she did not seem to realize that her husband is not just being a nice boss or a nice friend. He's gifting it to her to have her. I'm trying to say this in a way that does not sound too terrible. It's all terrible. This all just sucks because the wife seems so sweet and nice. And she has all this faith in her husband when she shouldn't. And poor Dorleen, man, caught in the crossfire with all that. Just because of her looks.
What the hell is going on here?
Tornado in here.
I'm sorry, Mr. Hart. It was going too fast.
I'm not gonna help her. Obviously she's stressed. She's trying her best. Golly, don't be rude.
Well, how's Liza?
Fine. She's waiting in the car.
This is such an awkward conversation. I know why his name is Dick. Sounds fitting.
Oh, hi, Judy. How's everything going?
Fine, thanks.
Hey, how would you like to have lunch with me today?
Well, I'm afraid I can't, thanks.
Well, maybe tomorrow. I know.
She wants to make friends.
We are going to start color coding the accounts from now on. Frank's done a brilliant.
Oh my gosh.
Congratulations, Mr. Hart.
Thank you, Rosie.
But just brilliant.
The absolute
You're a fine piece of
audacity.
manpower, Frank.
Okay, so the last 3 to 5 minutes, there's a little montage. We really got to see Violet work. We got to see her in her element. All those phone calls that she was making in her office, or her little, not really an office, more like a desk area than anything else. But we got to really see her work. She was very fast, very witty, very quick. And she has this whole plan that she gave to the boss like a month ago, I guess. She has all these different ideas. Like, she's a very hardworking woman, and she tries not to complain. She tries to do her absolute best to make the best of the situation, even though it's not that great for her. So because we saw all of this, once we realized that the boss used her idea in order to get acknowledgement and praise and all this stuff, you know, seems like a really good, smart boss and all of that. You really feel for Violet. You feel for her because she's so talented, she's so hardworking, she doesn't complain, she does everything to the best of her ability, and yet it seems to go nowhere. And we see that when the boss comes in and basically uses her idea for his own. That's absolutely frustrating.
How long have you been waiting for this promotion?
Slip it in my purse.
It worked!
I did it.
She's also a handyman, or handy woman, I guess.
Oh, that company bullshit. It's your decision. You promoted him. You tell me
Wow,
why.
she's standing up for
In the
herself.
first
I'm
place,
proud of
see,
her.
Bob does have a...
Do you hear me? I'm not your wife or your mother or even your mistress.
What?
I am your employee. And as such, I expect to be treated equally.
One thing,
without-
if you ever say another word about me or make another indecent proposal, I'm gonna get that gun of mine, and I'm gonna change you from a rooster to a hen with one shot.
That southern charm for you. That was really awesome. Now, again, I don't think we should be making assumptions about somebody else's relationship with another person, but I think it was actually good that that Violet brought this up, like, to Dorleen in a very aggressive way. But at least Dorleen now knows why everybody's been distancing themselves from her. And I think that whole little monologue that she had in the office proved that, no, Dorleen does have a brain. She does know at least kind of what's going on with her boss, that he's trying to make advances towards her. And she says that she's been open and honest and very straightforward with him about how she does not want to have a relationship with him. And even though he hasn't been listening to her, she still tries to be kind and polite towards him, even though he's an absolute nuthouse. And maybe some people would say bringing a gun into the conversation is too far. I don't think so. Maybe that's just because I'm from the South. So good on Darlene for standing up for herself as well and not taking anything from the boss. She's had enough. Now back to the gossiping.
When I distinctly overheard her reveal herself.
I do not like this
and make
character.
estimates of yours.
Is that one of them marijuana cigarettes?
We don't have enough for everybody. Cool it. Come on.
Judy's like, smoking? What? Oh. Is this a dream? What is happening? Hello there. Oh my gosh.
I think I'd like to just come riding up one day and give him a taste of his own medicine.
These little graphics. 1980 graphics. Oh my gosh, what did you do? What is happening? Why is he... Are you cooking him?
Yes, sir.
Snow White. Okay.
Why? Why?
Why do you think?
Because I'm a sexist, egotistical, lying, hypocritical bigot?
Bingo.
Okay, so that was wild. I did not expect a whole dream sequence, basically. It's really fun how each dream had its own visual style. We had Judy's dream that's very black and white. It's very, has like a film noir type of style. We got her with the gun and she's kind of like this like hunter basically that's looking for her prey. So we had this whole like fun little like chase, like this whole hide and seek chase sort of dream between Judy and Mr. Hart. And it was very fun and exciting, and they had all those little fun little comedy moments in between, like him running back and forth as she's trying to shoot him. And then we had Darlene's dream. Darlene's was all in color, but it was very bright. It was very country. She had this whole get up, and Mr. Hart was acting all like really kind of shy, nerdy, uncomfortable. And basically she's getting back at him for all the stuff that he's done to her. And then at the end with a lasso, and all of that with the country music. That was really out there. It was definitely uncomfortable to watch, but I think that's the point, is because he's done all of these terrible things to her, and that was uncomfortable. So she, in her, you know, in her drunken state, she wishes that she could do the same thing back at him, so he can feel how she's felt all these years or months that she's worked with him. And I think my favorite was Violet's Dream. One, because I like those character animations and I like just the Disney princess vibe. And it was just so out there. It's like the complete opposite of Violet's character, because Violet seems like a very just a more honest, straightforward, firm type of gal. She has much more of a motherly vibe. So for her to suddenly be a Disney princess is just so opposite, but it's so fun. I think I liked her dream the best. And each one had very fun little graphic effects and sounds, either with a lasso and the country music, or the little Disney princess music vibes in the background, the little twinkles, the skull. We have all these little fun little transition points between each dream. It just comes together to make the whole sequence just so fun to watch. But I mean, all that aside, we basically saw these girls at their worst. If they could do what they wanted to do, I mean, they would be committing murder, basically. The poor guy got shot, lassoed, and thrown off a building. But that's how they feel. They feel ignored, they feel uncomfortable, they feel they have all these emotions. And so I think it's great that all these women came together while they're smoking and drinking and all that stuff. But they came together to get out their frustrations, to rant, talk about things that are going on in the workplace, and hopefully that's made them feel better. I know I feel a lot better when I rant, when I'm able to get all my emotions out there, because I just feel so much better afterwards. And because of this dream sequence and this whole night of drinking together, eating together, talking together, you can see now that they are becoming friends. They've gotten closer because of this experience that they've all had with Mr. Hart.
Now.
Yes, sir.
No.
Rid O-Rat?
Not for 1
did
second.
she put... Oh, no.
Aha, see, he caught you.
I'm a tree I can bend.
Hang in there, honey. It's almost 5 o'clock.
They're like best friends now. After last night.
You're late!
Oh. Guess he banged his head or something.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh, shit. It wasn't the coffee. I promise you it wasn't the coffee.
Hurry. What's the matter? Something terrible's happened. You won't believe it.
Don't believe it. Violet, how could you make such a stupid...
That was a really good editing transition.
An accident.
You mean that's why?
He looks just like Skinny and Sweet.
Good grief.
Where is he? We've got to tell the doctor.
Good grief. That's a bummer.
Oh my God, they found out about it already.
Oh, don't panic. Please don't panic.
Always making assumptions. This movie is always making assumptions.
I didn't see your badge. Sorry.
I'm a doctor. So why the hell am I talking to you? Piss off.
Oh my gosh, now she's committing a crime. Why has nobody stopped her? Oh, now she's leaving. She does not seem bothered by a body in there.
Judy? Would you come back here for a second?
It's the wrong body.
Who's that?
I don't know.
Where's Hart?
I don't know.
You stole the
Honey,
wrong...
would you come over here for a second?
Dorleen is so calm right now.
It's not here. What do you think? It just got up and walked away?
But I put
Violet, how could you? How could you?
She really screwed up. She should have checked before she took it in there.
Well, maybe they'll give us Hart's body in exchange.
There is no need to get sarcastic.
You took it. You take it back.
No, now stop it. We're all in this together.
I like how so distinct each character is. As I said before, Violet seems to be the more motherly, straightforward, firm type of character. Dorleen's the pretty blonde, but she also has a lot of smarts and she's very, very tough. And then we got Judy, who's the newbie, who's very fidgety and shy and kind of quiet. You could tell she doesn't get out there very often. And each actress has made each character so distinct that it makes these scenes so fun to watch. They know who they're playing, they know what kind of character they are. And so in situations like this, where it's very dramatic, it's like the emotions are high right now, it's a very serious scene, we see these personalities come out more, and we have these kinds of like banters and arguments and witty comedy and all this different stuff, and it just makes it so fun to watch. You just left him in the bathroom? She just walks away. Well, at least they handled that problem, I guess. Somehow they did not get caught.
Dorley, no calls this morning. I don't want to be disturbed at all.
Oh. Why did they not check? What the heck? Is this just what you do? Is this a hobby? She's literally... This woman is creepy. I knew it the minute I saw her. She's purposely staying in the bathroom, like sitting up in the toilet seat with her, you know, with her legs all the way up here, her feet against the door or something, and just writing notes on the toilet paper. That's so weird. Oh, it's so weird. She's like purposely trying to sabotage other people's livelihoods, basically. And why? Like, because she has a crush on Mr. Hart? Like, she has issues. Although those girls should have known better. They know not to gossip in the bathroom. They know to look under the stalls to make sure she's not there. So I don't know why they were... Obviously, they're just in just emotional turmoil right now. They are exhausted after last night's events.
Maybe they knew you were hiding. Just pulling your leg.
I don't think so. In any event, I think you should be aware.
That could be it. That's a good cover-up.
But it really was a mistake, Mr. Hart. Violet
Why
put
did
the
you
poison
admit
in
to
strictly
it?
by accident. Can't you just listen?
Dorley, let me loose or I'm calling for help.
No, I don't want you to call for help.
Oh my gosh, she's stuffing it in his mouth.
Oh, dear God. Get in there and keep an eye on him. You lock that door and don't let anybody in. I've got to get Violet.
You're making Judy stay with him?
My God, you're as crazy as the other two.
Close that door or I'll shoot.
I won't rest until you all get 20 years in prison. You understand that? 20 years!
Well, I say we hire a couple of wranglers to go upstairs and beat the shit out of him.
Dorleen is funny. She is so funny. Looks empty.
I think we got him.
It's good that it's empty?
That warehouse is supposed to be filled with inventory from Consolidated.
But you sold it and you pocketed the money.
You'll never be able to prove that.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm going
I
to
get
order
it
the
now.
invoices.
Sorry, I was a little slow there. Oh my gosh.
So we figure you'll sign our statement by the end of the week, and then we'll be able to let you go.
Well, I got all the razors and the scissors from the bathroom and all the glass, just
You
in
look
case.
so
I
ridiculous.
brought you some books and magazines. This one is
I
really...
bought you some books and magazines. She's way too nice.
Do you think she'd go?
Are you kidding? If Hart asked her to?
Bonjour.
Why would she not question this?
Boy.
I would be questioning it. I would be like, my boss wants me to go to France to learn French? What? I need to talk with him. The editing is so witty in this film. Just this example alone of them talking about basically shipping Roz off to France, and then bam, they cut to this plane taking off with Roz in it. There's a lot of fun little edits here and there that just makes this film so witty and playful. It makes it that much better. Oh dear. Why is there a knife in your bathroom?
I followed you from the office. I thought maybe you were living with someone.
That's weird. Why would you do that? Couldn't you just give her a phone call?
What was that?
Oh, it's nothing. Probably the cat. I'd better check.
I'll go with you.
No, it's all right. I'll be right back.
Judy,
Oh, what?
you look beautiful as ever.
Thanks.
That's weird. She's in a night dress, dude. And you're not together anymore.
Nothing.
Who's in that room?
Nobody. Let's go downstairs.
Judy, there's somebody in that room. Let me see. Good God.
Oh.
And to think that I actually came here tonight to ask you to come back to me. Huh?
Fat chance.
Back to
We're
what?
full of it.
Your leaving was the best
I
thing
can't believe he had the audacity to come to her and be like, we should get back together after he literally left her for another woman. Oh, that's crazy. And that is definitely still happening today. People getting married, having affairs, divorce, still happening today because people just cannot seem to be civil, have common sense. It's just crazy to me that people think that's totally okay. And then to have the audacity to come back and gaslight the other person just to have a relationship back that didn't work out because of the actions that that person caused. I don't know. It's just all crazy. But good on her for finally standing up for herself and saying, no, get out of my life, basically. That's awesome. Our shy, little, naive Judy has become a self-efficient, independent woman with some quirks here and there.
You talking about Roz? Forget her. I just talked to New York. The invoices will be here first thing Friday morning.
Perfect. 3 more days. Ooh.
And also, the fact that he was creeping on her. He was basically stalking her from her work to her home. You know, he's been following her around. That is so weird. So weird. It's a good thing she left him. Oh, the wife's back. Great. She just seems so happy and joyful. She seems like such a nice woman. I feel so bad for her.
Frank, what on earth are you up to?
She doesn't seem that shocked. I was waiting for her to like scream or something, but she seems fine. Like that's an everyday occurrence. Like she did not have that big of a reaction. I was expecting a lot more.
Did you just say you've come back?
Yeah, 3 days ago. Frank sent me to a hotel for another week. He's trying out some kind of a new exercise program at the house. Oh my goodness.
My gosh.
Hello?
She is so clueless.
Hello?
She is so clueless. If what you just saw your husband doing is not, you don't see that as crazy, like, I don't know what to tell you. Well, now it's filling up. Is that a... What's the deal there?
Judy?
Oh.
Judy.
Oh my gosh. They really did the place up. Remember in the beginning of this film, I said, wow, everything looks dull and colorless and the atmosphere is kind of just, everything just seems so dreary. Well, now, like, because of what these girls have done, everything is so colorful and lively and homey and everybody seems so much happier. The atmosphere has changed a ton. So again, visually wise, we've seen a transition from dull, dark and gray to bright, colorful, and lively. The viewers can see that there's a positive change just from the visual storytelling alone. So great job on the set designers, the costume designers, all the visual people, the props.
Violet, you've got to stand by me.
What the frick, man?
Very livable, very personal.
Well, I find it very... I don't know, the people seem to like it.
He has no idea what to say.
That equals
Just
basic,
holding
though.
this
That's
child.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's correct.
Why are you holding her like that?
I need a man like you, Frank. A Brazilian operation is just about to take off.
Brazil, sir?
You're gonna love it down there. You're gonna
So I
hand
guess
some
he's
bonus?
forced to take another position. You know, Tinworthy, is that how you say his name? He's kind of that character type. I completely forgot what that character type is called, but it's that character that comes at the very end of a play or a TV show or a musical or any kind of story. They come in at the end and basically like save the whole plot. They save the main characters from whatever was going to happen. And basically, I think that's what happened here because it seemed like the girls, there was nothing else the girls could have done to help their situation. So the writers had to like bring somebody else in to like help them out. Although I think it still works though, because we've had Mr. Hart be this like the man, like the boss, you know, that is in control of everybody. And he's kind of the dominant character out of everybody in this workplace. So it actually works to have somebody else come in who is higher up than him to basically dominate over him so he can't say no. So the power dynamics work really well. That actually works really well. What I am trying to say is that it works to have this character type come into the story because Mr. Tinsworthy is the highest high authority that can take down Mr. Hart. There is no way to refuse Mr. Tinsworthy unless Hart wants to be humiliated and lose his job, the thing that Hart holds most dear. So this resolution works pretty well.
This is just the beginning.
And here's to the beginning.
I'll drink to that.
I really liked that. I can see why people love this movie. It was really fun. The whole film was full of comedy. It was so witty. It seemed like there was always something happening. It kept the plot moving. It was just so fun to watch. I felt like the second half was kind of a little slow compared to the first half. It just felt like there was a bunch of montages. They were kind of just dragging it out. Like, obviously they wanted to show that time has passed by and stuff, but I felt like that could have been shortened a little bit. Because really, once they start taking over the office, it's like, what do you do then? You know, we're waiting on this invoice to like expose Mr. Hart, you know, so what do we do between then and now? And so that part was just kind of a little slow, but the rest of the film was very quick. It was fun. It was witty. The characters were so fun. And Mr. Hart is a really good villain, even though I definitely despise him. He's the bad guy that you love to hate. And I think his kind of character and Roz's kind of character, I think a lot of us know people that are like that in real life. And so it makes it that much more, it makes you more like emotional about it. You know, you feel for the three main characters and what they're going through. And for the rest of the office too, what they all are going through. And I think what makes this film so fun is the three main characters. They have such big personalities, and when they're together in one scene and they're interacting and stuff, it brightens up the story a lot. And it's really cool to watch them from being oppressed and feeling ignored and uncomfortable to finally standing up to themselves and gaining the courage to say, no, we're gonna do things our way. We're gonna flip this whole place around and make it our own. So that was a really cool transition to watch. I think it's kind of surprising that they got away with, you know, attempted murder, kidnapping, you know, all the 9 yards. I mean, they did a lot of not so good things, and somehow they got away with it. Nobody said anything or commented anything or anything like that. So I was expecting a whole scene of like them getting found out and they have to find a way to get out of the situation, but nobody brought up how they kidnapped their boss and almost shot him in the face. So yeah, really charming movie. I really enjoyed it. It was a fun movie to watch. I understand why it has a following. This makes me more excited to watch the musical and see how they changed things from there, how they adapted the film into a musical. So I hope you guys will stay around for that and watch that with me as well. Thank you guys so much for watching my reaction to 9 to 5. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know your favorite characters or your favorite scene or what's something that's popped out to you. What is something that you really liked in this film that really stood out to you? See you guys later.